Welcome, welcome, welcome to Be So Light. Hey, you guys. I know it's late. It's late. It's late. I had a lot of running around to do. Tomorrow I got to do one big, massive, like, okay, this is what I'm getting rid of in the books. I got rid of some books before. Now I'm going to do a massive dump, like the kind of dumping where I just say, I don't want these. I'm going to leave them by a bin somewhere and let other people pick through them and let them do something with it. I personally am just tired. I'm done. That part of my life is, it's kind of like I'm killing off an old part of myself with this moving and pay attention to the message. So during the process of this move, I'm paying attention to how certain things are coming up, certain things are being, just kind of sparsing, coming up a little bit. And when you're clearing out some things, and some things I came across, and it, I forgot all about it, and it's a reason why when I was trying to get out of nursing, because I didn't want to do nursing anymore, I was so unhappy in it. I got tired of the stress, the constant stress, the stress. Um, to always CYA. You have to cover your ass. You have to make sure you do everything right. If you don't do it right, you're gonna get sued and you're gonna lose your license. There was just so much of this constant stress put on you to be perfect. Don't make a mistake. It's the stress, and sometimes the stress can be good, and other times it wasn't. To me, it was like no. So I had to pay attention to some moments. So I'm at the stores this morning, and I'm going through it, and I said, I think I only got maybe just an hour and a half that I can put in before I gotta hurry up and get back. And it's always I gotta hurry up and get back. And trying to fit everything in, and then I got to make a dump off at the shredder place and put it in shredding and get rid of that. And I'm like, okay, let me do that. And so this is a trip. So I'm going through the books and I pulled everything forward. So when I go in tomorrow, I can say, okay, I got this. I'm going to put in the car and I'm going to just dump these. And I don't care. I'm not going to no bookstore or whatever. I don't care. I'm just going to dump them somewhere. If people want to go through it themselves, they can have at it. So, one of the books I came across, are you guys ready for this? You might remember this. Change Your Life in 30 Days. Do you remember this book? Do you remember this lady by Rhonda Britton? Oh my gosh. It was about a TV show called Starting Over. And I remember when this show came on, I was just like, oh my God. I loved the things that she was teaching, how she got these people to start their life over and start over. I went and bought the book. I totally forgot I had this book. Okay, you guys. So I remember I bought the book, and did you know I actually met her? Actually met her, and she signed the inside of the book. And I totally forgot about this. I was like, oh, that's right. I met her in person, and I manifested that. I remember I bought the book, and I said, I'm gonna meet this lady. And then I think it was about maybe I can't even remember, you guys. It was so long. It was so long. And I put something in here. It says, okay, change your life in 30 days. Special. Um, okay, stop looking for your life purpose. Good point. This is what I have been doing. I give myself to be passionate. I want to own my power and express my passion. Don't resist your pathway. And I was like, huh. So, and it says, Felicia, be fearless. signed by Rhonda. And she's one of the reasons why I ended up writing a book. And then it's called seed planting. Okay. No, wait, thank you. It's not seed planting. I misspoke. It's called imprint planting. It's imprint. When we meet another divine soul being that's doing their work, they imprint an energy on someone else that they feel and know that they can do the same thing. But you don't know it yet because you're still in the whole gamma ray of trying to figure things out. You're trying to figure out your life purpose. You're trying to figure out what it's supposed to look like instead of just going down the path and flowing. And that's what the message was that I wrote to myself. And God, when did this book come out? You can tell it's old because it's got, yeah, that weird yellowing color around it. Stop it. I know you sleeping. I know I'm talking. She over here in the corner sleeping. Um, this came out in 2004. Okay, 2004. So weird. Oh, but I met her and she wrote it. I met her on the second, on the 15th of 2005, and it was a 13. I don't know. Did it come to 13? 20? No, it didn't come to 13. I don't know what I was doing, thinking of at that time. Oh, I don't know why I put the 13 there. That's weird. Hold on. So it was 22. It comes to a 4. Oh, and it still came to a 4. What was I thinking? Huh. Interesting. Okay. So it came to a 4 energy. So that's the day that she signed this. I made a point to write it on there. Um, so when you give yourself a new time to start, and it's like day one, new beginnings. So this book, it takes you through 30 days on how to start playing. And y'all, I had this book. I was getting ready to throw it in the big plastic bag. Just throw it in there. I was like, just throw it away. And Spirit says, no, look at that book. And I was like, huh? So I grabbed it, I looked at it, and I said, oh my God, it has all these questions in here. It says, okay, new beginning. Well, let's see if you want to answer this. If you were true to yourself, you could fill in the blanks. If you were true to yourself, you would let go of fill in the blanks. Define success. You felt successful when. You would be more successful if. What would you need to do to have a successful life? What would you have to let go of? This is good medicine. Okay, today practice being true to yourself. Here's the question. How would you bring how would you how would being true to yourself change your life? If you are true to yourself, what are you afraid might happen? What has happened? What has stopped you before from becoming you becoming the best you possibly can be? Describe you that you would like to be in 30 days. That's interesting. Describe how you would like to be in 30 days. What is one of the things you are willing to do today to be more true to yourself? Okay, defining a word helps to clarify what you believe. Being specific with an answer accelerates the growth. Wanting a better life is really a desire to be more true to yourself. Telling the truth is an important part of discovering who you are. Love it. Give credit where credit is due. I love this. I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna. Okay, good. I think I'm gonna acknowledge myself for blah blah blah. Today, I acknowledge myself for. This is so cool. It's just. I remember I went through this whole book and I answered all the questions. I did the whole 30 days. Now, get this. Today, I acknowledge myself for. What do you not acknowledge yourself for? If you are having difficulty giving yourself credit for buying this book or answering the questions for day one, for instance, today I acknowledge myself for purchasing Change Your Life in 30 Days. Okay. Today I acknowledge myself for reading and completing the exercises up to now. Today I acknowledge myself for reading today, even though I wanted to quit after day one. I like that. So, there's this section in the book where it has like a page and it says today I acknowledge myself for, and then you fill it in. There's a number of 25 things. What do you acknowledge yourself for? Then on the next page there's another set of 25. What do you acknowledge yourself for? Today I acknowledge myself. Take a few moments and answer the following questions. They will help you to focus on what is important today. Okay. In what areas of your life do you have a hard time giving yourself credit? In what area would you like to acknowledge yourself more? What could happen if you gave yourself more credit? Are you willing to give yourself more credit? Okay. Today I acknowledge myself for massage. Today I acknowledge myself for dance. Today I acknowledge myself for reading. Today I acknowledge myself for teaching. Today I acknowledge myself for being loving. Okay. Um, and then it goes on like day 3 is building your confidence muscles. This, I just wow, talking about when you look at something, you go back through the book and you go through the pages and you look at what you wrote. What were you writing at that time? Okay, what you wrote. It really starts to kind of bring something out. And then there's this part of you where you go back and it says area of change. It said list 5 stretches you could take. Now, the stretches of what she calls in this is like, what are you willing to do? How are you willing to come out of your comfort zone? So, let me see. She put it in here. Are you willing to come out of the comfort zone? Then there's a chapter in here called Purpose and Passion. I like this. It's just it's so. And then she takes you. And what I liked about Rhonda when she was always working with people and coaching, she would find that little part of them that was just getting ready to give up. And then she would go in there and have them connect to it and then start a whole new life. And she worked a lot with women who were getting out of bad relationship, just lost a job, just lost everything, and they had to build back up again. So this was kind of like my recipe for when I filed for a divorce and I was going through that whole process. When you go through something like that, anytime when you go through a divorce, a loss of a job, you go through a serious health issue, that's a dark night of the soul. Okay. because it's a loss of something that's taking you down a road of the unknown. You don't know if you're going to come out of it. When I went through my divorce and had to leave the love of my life, I loved him. Okay, let me just tell you, I love this man. But it came to a point to where I had to make a choice between myself and my well-being and my life. Instead of staying with someone who claims that they love me and they were being abusive to me. Okay. And a lot of healers, we go through that initiation. We go through that. We get the worst partners for some reason to teach us the lesson of boundaries. We get the worst partners to teach us the lessons about keeping an eye on your money. Not always thinking that people, just because you walk your path and just because you are on it, doesn't mean that your partner is. Think about that. Doesn't mean that when you're with your partner, what were they doing before you met them? Were they talking to you and they were married? Or were they talking to you and they were with somebody else? Because if they were, they're going to do the same thing to you. Okay? They're going to do the same thing. Even if you have boundaries up and you say, look, I'm not a part of this. I don't want to be involved with you. When you get divorced and when you get yourself free, then we can talk. We can go ahead and get together. But otherwise, I'm not crossing that threshold. So then there's the jobs that you get, and you're constantly always going in these jobs that don't value you, or they don't care, and you're just a number to them. You're just a dime a dozen. Like I said before, I'll never forget the time when I was in a restroom and the head CEO manager was talking to a head nurse manager when I was working in HEDIS. Okay, pulling the medical charts and seeing how doctors do things with their patients, making sure they're within regulations to be able to do what they do. That's what HEDIS is all about. We're just doing valuations. But this CEO person didn't know I was in the bathroom and literally was in there saying, oh, we just get these fly-in nurses and on-call staff, and these nurses, they're just a dime a dozen, just long somebody's sitting in the seat that can do the work, a dime a dozen. We just don't care about them. They're really nothing to us. They don't really count as our true staff. And when I heard that, because I was a temp staff, and when I heard that come out of our mouth, I just remember walking back to my desk and I was looking at all of us, how all of us were working so hard, filling in because they didn't have enough nurses to do the work, to do the staffing, pulling all these charts. Okay, we're talking about pulling charts from Northern California, all the different hospitals, all the different clinics. All of that stuff has to be computerized within 5 months or so. We got to be able to read all that data. That's a lot of stuff. Read all those electronic medical charts on page. And let me tell you, some of the things I read, things that were happening, people that weren't doing really well, I was like, wow, this was happening to this person after they got this and got this, and the doctor didn't even follow up. Look at this. Clearly shows didn't really care. They have 7 minutes. So when I heard this lady say that, I was just like, wow. So when I talk about pay attention to the messages, pay attention to the messages that are coming to tell you something. Because when I went to go sign up to get the new storage place where I was getting it and signing up over there, he says, "You sure you want to move on Thursday?" And I go, "Yeah, I want to move on Thursday." "Sure you don't want to wait until the second or the third?" I go, and the first thought came through my mind of, well, maybe I should go ahead and stretch it out some so that I won't be stressed stressed out about moving and everything. Da 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 da. Maybe I should just go ahead and do that. And then I heard very clearly, no, stick with the plan. Stick with the plan. You're gonna be just fine. Stick with the plan. And I go, okay, well, I said, yeah, no, I'm gonna go ahead and move on Thursday. I said, okay. He goes, oh, okay. Well, make sure you call so and so um so they can come and help you move. So I'm thinking it's just one guy that I'm gonna call, and he's gonna come and assist me with the move because that's what I was visualizing. But no, it's two guys coming and they want to charge me $300 or a little bit more over that. And I'm like, no, I'm not paying you $300 to come and help me move stuff that is nowhere near what I had to move when I first had to move in there. You're not moving a bed. You're not moving this. No, you're not moving any of that stuff. Why? I'm not charging you $300. I want to work with one person for assistant. So I literally had to say no to that. I was like, no, I'm tired of getting raked over the coals, of all this unnecessary fees and stuff. That would have been fine if I was moving from a house and they're going to be going up and downstairs. No, it's not any of that at all. So I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not doing that. I don't have the time. So I just said, I'm waiting for one person. Hold on a second, please. Oh, yeah. Don't do it. No. Say no to him. Sorry about this. Hold on. This is a perfect example. Okay. Perfect example when you get a message about you do a pendulum, find out if a person that you're supposed to be doing a service for, and you get these little low vibrational energy perverse people that come in. You perverse men that come in to a woman establishment. If they're going to be doing something like a facial on you or a massage, you come in acting perverse. I got something for you. Don't even think about it. Okay, be respectful. Women, when you're doing your business and you feel that weird sense of you don't want to have anything to do with this person, don't. That's a sign of, I'm sorry, I'm all booked up right now. I can't see you. I don't think I'm in line. I don't think this is a good fit. I think you need to seek someone else out. Say no. Just say no. Because a lot of times what happens is these particular perverse people look for someone and they're playing a game. They're trying to see if they can get into your space. They're trying to see if you're by yourself or whatever's going on. Okay, just heads up. When you get a funny, weird feeling about somebody, say no. Just automatically follow that that energy of say no. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't don't even be doing it. So I have a possible candidate of someone that might help me, a young man that might help. And push comes to shove, I might have to wait, but I don't want to be waiting till late in the evening to do this. In the morning time, I want to get in, get out, be done. So then the rest of the time, I can just lay out and just be and relax, and I ain't gotta worry about anything. So anyway, I kind of lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm a little tired. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I will not be doing a read, but you know what? On day 9, it's called Shine Your Light. So I think I'm going to revisit this again. You want to know why? Because I am starting over. I'm starting over in a different timeline. I'm starting over in a way that I am choosing to. The heck is that? Okay, I am choosing to build my my goddess temple. I'm choosing to have that within me stronger so that it will point me in the right direction to be. Everything is flipping right now. So it's a little awkward to kind of get your footing just right because everything's shifting. And when everything is shifting, it's a feeling of uncertainty. You know, where am I supposed to be? Where am I supposed to be going? You know, I'm kind of watching when information's coming out and being aware of certain people's messages and stuff and what they're saying and I'm like, that doesn't feel aligned to me. You know, that feels like fear mongering. Where did you get that from? That doesn't make sense. You're really contradicting yourself when you're saying that. You know, I hearing all the different things where I'm saying things like that. But I just wanted to really point this out and let everyone really know this. But yeah, I just pay attention to the messages. So to wrap this all up, because I paid attention to the message, I drive from the new spot, drive back over, and I'm going through all the stuff and find some more things I'm throwing out. And I'm like, I'm just gonna throw this out. I don't want this. I don't want this. I'll sell this. I'll sell this. You know, I'm making all these quick, boom, boom, boom. And then I said, oh, let me stop off at the office so I can give her a payment cover for my monthly fee. And so I go in there and I said, hey, sorry, I got to move and everything. I'm moving out, and it's been nice. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry to see you. Then I go, what do I owe you? What do I need? And she types me up. She goes, you don't owe me anything. I said, really? She goes, yeah. What day are you planning to move out? I said, I'm planning to move this Thursday. And she goes, Lisa, you don't owe me anything. You're good. If you go past the 31st, it'll be moderated or whatever, but you don't owe anything else. I was like, well, how did I do that? I said, oh, thank you. It kind of brought me to tears because I've just been so busy trying to stay on top of everything. And I told my team, I said, send me somebody that can assist me. I said, I just need one person. I want to get this done and over with really fast. They can help me move, get it all out. We can just boom, 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 real fast. And I said, send me somebody. And I said, and I'm not paying $300, $400. That's ridiculous. Come on now. Really? Not doing that. There comes a time to start doing things the right way instead of just bold facing um, doing that to people. And here's the thing, I can go pay that money out, give or take. I know for sure they're not going to take the truck in and go put gas in it. They're going to leave it that way. I know they're not going to do it. And that's how it's going to be. And I'm like, yeah, see, they're going to do it. And one of the trucks I went and saw, it was wet in there. It was wet cover towel things in there. It looks like they moved during the time when it was raining. It was all wet in there, and it smelled like wetness. I'm like, I'm paying attention to that. You better clean that out because I don't want that one if it's all wet up. So give me a dry one. You gotta watch people because people they just honesty and truth and integrity, being authentic, all of that stuff is for whatever reason, a lot of people are not walking with it, and it's just gotten to the point to where you really have to kind of watch yourself. Watch what you're doing. Oh, I want to end with this. I know I ended with the part I don't think everything's good to go. Um, have you ever noticed when you go in somewhere and somebody had talked about it, and I kind of thought about it. I said that makes kind of sense. Okay, so I paid attention to something today. I want you to pay attention to it. So I always had this thought, oh well, it's because I'm a sundancer or a priestess. I have the frequency, whatever. I always thought of it as that because that's what we talk about when we go in somewhere. Nobody's there, and then because your light shows up there, all of a sudden it's like a moth to the fire. All these people show up, so it's a frequency thing. All right. So have you ever noticed, like, when you go into places, there's hardly anybody there. It might just be you, some other person. They're not doing anything. It's not busy. If you are that strong in your light and your frequency, just the fact of you showing up and being in there, if you get past 15, 20 minutes, it's going to be busy in there. All these people start showing up for no reason, just start showing up. It happened to me when I went to Verizon. It was just me and another lady in there. I was in there for about 15 minutes. Next thing I know, by the time they're done with me, they got 4 or 5 people waiting. I'm like, and then more of a driving up. I was like, damn. Went to restaurant to go pick up something to eat. There was me and one person in there. It's quiet. I said, easy peasy. I was in there too long. 10 minutes. They had a line out the door. By the time I got my stuff, it was a line. I'm like, I went somewhere else. Um, where was I? And it was just me, nobody else. I was in there too long, past 10 minutes. All these people showed up. So weird. Were they real people or were they like NPCs? Were they just people playing a part to fill in the space? I don't know, but it gets a little weird. Just pay attention. Pay attention. When you go somewhere, look when you go in, especially if you're on your path and you're doing your work, your frequency up it's up there. You're awake. Okay, you're awake. Just pay attention. Certain places where you go. Gas station. You'll be the only one that drive up. Ain't nobody else there. You're thinking, cool. You get there, you be there too long. Next thing you know, you got people waiting behind you. You got a long line. You're like, damn. I'll never forget. I went to Jamba Juice, and this was in Folsom. It was a hot day, so I was in Jamba Juice. Went in there. It was just me. No, it wasn't in Folsom. Excuse me, I misspoke. This one was off of Sunrise, over there in Citrus Height area. Sunrise. Nobody, nobody was in there. Quite as a lark. I thought it was kind of strange because nobody was in there. I was like, wow, first time ever. Come in here. Normally it's full of people. Nobody was in there. Just me. I was in there too long. I was in there too long. By the time they made my drink, there was a line that had formed inside and then it was going out. And but I was like, excuse me, had to get back. And the guy behind the counter says, I can't believe this. It was been quiet all day and this lady comes in. She gets a drink and now there's a line of people. Okay. Pay attention. Pay attention. I've talked about this before, but you're gonna notice it even more now. Okay, because of the times we're in. Pay attention. All right, lovelies. I gotta go. Oh, look, it's 8:08. I gotta go now. As above, so below. Be so light. I love you just right. Shine your light. Bye.